What's going on, everybody, and welcome to episode 105 of the Book Binge. Technically, a re-recording of this episode because the first time I did it was like a week ago, a long time before the end of the month, which was a mistake, and enough things have changed in the last few days that it warranted just changing the video up to actually be accurate. That's, kind of the way that things go and the way that things should be, right? I took a little bit of a slower month in August, and you'll see that when I talk about last month's reads. I was kind of halfway forced to because of a new schedule I'm still trying to get used to, but September is definitely going to have to, force me to truly find my new normal in terms of my reading schedule. So not looking forward to September for that reason, but is a lot of cool stuff coming around in terms of the TBR front. But let's first talk about what I did actually get done in August. Spoiler alert, it wasn't much. First off, I did start my reread of Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio, the second book in the Sun Eater. I didn't quite get halfway through. I was hoping to get, closer to 2/3 of the way through over the last month. It didn't really happen, but that's okay. It's, fairly low priority, all things considered anyway, because it is a reread, and I don't want to prioritize it over the new stuff to read when I'm kind of doing it with a volunteer project as well. A whole bunch of other stuff. The next thing was did I start the Silmarillion in August? I don't remember if I actually fully started it in August. I think that might be the case. I think I read it might have been that last week of July that I actually started it. I don't remember for sure. If I didn't start it in August, I'm not trying to lie. Either way, I did get through a few chapters of the Silmarillion. At this point, I'm on chapter 3 of the Quinta Silmarillion, so I've read 4 chapters all told, at this point. I'm going to do the next chapter here this weekend. Enjoying myself for what it is. It's a little bit dense. There's one chapter that was like a little bit too much for me and I didn't really understand much of, even though I wanted to. But the stuff that I have been enjoying, I have been really enjoying. And I've gone into this, thankfully, with the right mindset of like, I'm not going to catch everything. And this isn't like a book the way that The Lord of the Rings is. So I had my expectations set correctly. So I'm not going into this being like, oh, it's going to be a Lord of the Rings too. Like, I'm not that dumb. But yeah, I've been enjoying what I have caught and what I haven't caught. Maybe I'll catch on a reread at some point, like 15 million years from now. But yeah, I did get through a little bit of this. Not too much, but a little bit of it. Next up, I did get to start another arc. This was an arc that was actually provided to me by somebody who I didn't even know. So this is my first arc that is, unsolicited and from someone who I haven't had any correspondence with before. This arc, let's see if I can actually get this, organized the way that I wanted it to be. I mean, it's not, but that's fine. It's the book right there in the top right corner, the top left corner. Yeah, that's how it works. Majority, the first book in, I think it's pronounced Torth, by Abby Goldsmith. I've only gotten about 14% of the way through this, but at a point where I got through like a week of not really reading much of anything and not enjoying what I was reading, just kind of over the month, I got through all of that part in basically 2 mornings and really enjoyed myself. I don't think this book is going to be anything that's like, a new favorite, and definitely not anything that I'm going to find mind-blowing, but fun and fresh in a way that I think I really needed to, find my mood for reading again. And that's what it did. So if it's, just one of those 4 out of 5 popcorn reads that's just good in that way, that'll be perfectly fine with me. And that's so far what it's been. I hope to continue at some point, but it's going to be fairly low priority, as we'll get into. In terms of book of the month, I didn't finish anything and didn't get far enough in anything to actually have a book of the month. So for the first time, I think I don't have a book of the month for August 2023, which is absurd. I honestly kind of feel bad about that, but it's just the way things go sometimes. So we're just going to move past that and act like that never happened and move into this month's reads, which are a little bit more exciting. And I am actually going to finish things this month. That is for sure. I have 3 reads here that I'm going to list as the priorities and 3 reads that are going to be the if I have time thing, especially since, I need to get a lot read in September for plenty of personal reasons. First off, I'm going to read The Dragon Reborn, third book in the Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. I'm looking forward to this one. I've already started it because I'm recording this on the 1st of September, so I've read the prologue in the first chapter, and I'm into it more than the prologue in the first chapter of The Great Hunt, I think. So, you know, if hopefully that's an indicator of quality, but who knows? It could very well not be. But yeah, I'm into it so far, what little I have read, but I'm very excited to get through this month. I think this one is mostly going to be the top priority for the back half of the month, although I'm going to try to get through it as much as I can in the first half as well. Because my second main priority read, I can't show off, and I'm not going to talk about too much here. More on it next month. It's a secret reading project that are going to be the main focus of the next 2 weeks because of time-related reasons, hence part of why I need to figure out my reading schedule this month. Like, I have to because of this. But yeah, because it's secret, I'm not going to mention anything more about it here. I'll talk about it next month, and you'll see what it is I was talking about. And then the next thing is if I manage to get through these two, top priority reads, and I still have a little bit of time left, or whatever the case may be, or whenever I receive the actual book, I'm going to start Return to Adan by Philip Chase, because that comes out at the end of the month. So whenever I get my copy of that, I'm going to start that more or less immediately, assuming that my, priority read that I have to get done over the next 2 weeks doesn't, bleed into that time or anything like that. I'm going to start Return to Adan this month. I don't plan to have it finished this month. I would hope that I can get it finished by the end of October, though, depending on, what my October reads decide to do to me. But yeah, that is the plan for the moment, and those are the priority reads. Yes, Return to Adan is going to be a little bit more of a priority for me than a couple of these other books, because the If I Have Time section is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to, put any like pipe dream stuff of like, oh, I would like to read this if, I have time to read it because I finish everything else, because that's not happening. But by the time we get to the back half of the month, I'm going to have anywhere from, well, even right now, I have basically 5 ongoing reads, and in the back half of the month, it's very likely that I could have potentially 6 ongoing reads. Pain. I hate that. I hate it so much. But yeah, the 3 books that I did mention, Majority by Abby Goldsmith, and then these 2 are the If I Have Time. I'm actually gonna put this one as like an actual read, because I read like a chapter of this a week, basically each Monday or so. So it's kind of still in the reads this month, but it's not like I'm gonna get far enough into it to really note anything, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of the reading of this month. Sorry for a little bit of a more chaotic video, but sometimes I forget what I have and haven't said in what recording, especially for videos that I have, recorded multiple times, like this one. But yeah, September is going to be a little bit more crazy in terms of my reading schedule, because I'm going to have to find my new normal for reading. But thank you guys for watching. If you did, I'll be back on Thursday. Yes, I'll be back on Thursday for the first reading diary of The Dragon Reborn. I hope people are excited for that, because I'm very excited for it. And that's really all I have to say. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.